Somebody call for the queen.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And they'll go to the ground attack here. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now a handoff, running off tackle right. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Off play action. Murray going up top. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out. Before he knew it, he had hit the sideline. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
No. Check. Patriot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Lets it fly for Treadwell. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Off the bootleg. Murray. Toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Detroit!
Off the play fake. Murray. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now a handoff, running off tackle right. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Detroit! Now let's go! Green, 30.
Operating from the gun. Murray. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. From the gun, Murray. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Operating from the gun, Murray. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. In for the score. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Vikings now heading on to the field.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Richardson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They're going to look to throw. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And they'll go on the ground. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Play action. Murray. They find some open field here. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. How about that? Their quarterback with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
They'll look to throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Taken from just outside the 30. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A big play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Gonzalez to add the PAT. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up, This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. Thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
He'll drop to throw. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And that is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Paul Richardson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Gold now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. A very solid gain of 27. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And on the ground they go with the running back. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from the desert after this. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake here on 1st down. A slide, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Levante David in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Off the play fake. Murray trying to lay one up deep. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to work his way down to the 16. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On 1st and 10, Murray. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. The final shot before break. Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That was good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Aaron Lynch in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. The quick slant caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Back to throw, and that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gould is able to put it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Run! 3 down. 3 down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And they'll go on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty.
Detroit!
Murray now. He sets to fire deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Aaron Lynch in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by DJ Swearinger. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
On 3rd down, Murray. He's going to air one out. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Now a handoff looking right. He'll have another first down and more. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They'll look to throw. He hits Baldwin right side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin,
and he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Aaron Lynch, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
3 down. Watch the edge.
No. Check. Patriot.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Treadwell. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Looking to throw. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. Now back to throw. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Doug Baldwin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes with the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Now let's go.
From the gun, Murray. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And out now come the Vikings. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And Rudolph has it left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Back to throw here. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Malik Collins in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Sheds off the tackle, and he's going to get this inside the 30. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Randy Gregory. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Eluding the pressure right. That was going to let it go deep right sideline. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Murray. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Cardinals. J.J. Nelson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now out comes Minnesota. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds an opening past the 40. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. Now a handoff, running off, tackle right. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Cardinals on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hot.
Check.
From the gun, Murray. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Aaron Lynch in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Arizona, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, this loss will mean they finish the season right at 500 at 8-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Somebody call for the queen. Tiger.
it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it. It was like lemon.